Good morning, everyone. I thought I would go through some of the basics as far as building an Avini business. And one of the things I can highly recommend is get this right here. This is a marvelous book. And if you're new, that actually comes with your activation pack. I like what it talks about here, the Avini Advantage Acceler Activation Pack. And it's just chock full of some really, really good materials as far as step-by-step what to do. And we went to the convention and we got a little thing. And so I put this on the backside and a little sticker that says I'm part of the Avini family. So it's just kind of fun. It's got that extra sleeve on the back and it's fun to see that. Also, being a three-way binder, excuse me, a three-way tells where mine is, three ring. Wow, we've got those too, but you can add things and supplement that and make that your own personal workbook. Take that around with you. It's got all of the product information, but just what to do step by step. So get that book. And so if you've been around a while and you got the activation pack before that came out, one of the best things is come to the convention and get that book. You can order that separately. I think they're $20, so that's not too bad. And then just jump in and let's go to work. And I've got a few things I'd like to share on screen. So I push share my screen. Okay, this is a fun thought from Stephen Covey. The single most exhilarating, thrilling, and motivating idea that people have ever really seriously contemplated is the idea of the power of choice. Isn't that a marvelous thing? In other places, he said this, and many other people too. And it's so profound that we do have the power of choice. We can choose what we want to do, but we can't choose the consequence. Every choice that we make is, well, it has consequences. And making a decision is one of the most powerful things that you can do. And even if you take this choice, decisions, things like that, and make an indecision, that's also an automatic decision. By not deciding, you're also deciding, isn't that? You just can't get out of it. And there's consequences regardless of whatever you do, whether you decide actively or just drift along and whatever life does. I'm always bothered by some of the ways we greet each other. We'll take it easy. Oh man, why? Or have you heard people say, well, don't work too hard? Uh, wow, no, let's not take it easy. Let's work hard. Let's be anxiously engaged in a great cause. And that's what we have. Live life on purpose. And the finishing part right there, the idea that the best way to predict the future is create it. Well, we have that opportunity. Don't just drift along and let somebody else create it by default. Be an active participant in your life. Get in the driver's seat of your own life, not someone else. So that's a big thing right there. So let me see if I can get this to advance. Okay. Jim Rohn, if you don't know who he is, get to know him. Sadly, he's passed on, but across time and space, his words are still with us. And oh my goodness, this is so powerful. This is something that hit me years ago. Listening to him, I understand he was actually invited to speak at a convention of psychologists where he was talking about this using highly scientific and psychological terms, messing with the mind. But think about this. What do you think messes most with the mind? I think it's simply doing less than you can. Oh, wow. Think about that. Doing less than we can cause all kinds of psychological damage by simply being less than you can be, doing less than you could do, trying less than you could try, doing it with less enthusiasm than you could. Think about that. All of us know that on any given day, that the incitements of that day don't call forth the hidden reserves that we know we're capable of. And I'm borrowing that from someone else, but that's so powerful right there. Wow, get in there. If we don't, somehow it damages the mind. It damages our self-image. The greatest value you get from extending yourself is how you feel about yourself. The greatest value is what you become. I love being part of Avini. This is such an amazing opportunity to serve, to make a difference, to step up and get into your A game. What is that? When's the last time you ran as fast as you could? Well, here's something where you look around and think and contemplate that this is worthy of your all. This is something that you can put yourself really into. And when you do that, instead of psychological damage, it's so rewarding. The best way to live your life is to be anxiously engaged with other quality people doing work that really matters and feeling like you're making a difference, and then deciding to be in the top percentage of that. Just do it, and do it. Now, one of the most powerful ideas is that we become what we think about. We become what we think about. And so every thought, but also every substance that flows through your body makes a difference in the way you look and feel. I think about, I'm going to stop right now and just get a little bit of Cell Defender. And that's flowing through my body, picking up the trash. Wow. And I love this from James Rouse. If you're eating well and moving well, it will improve the quality of your thinking. You become more vital. You become more energetic. Serve yourself wellness, and you will improve every area of your life. And so, again, we become what we think about. We become what we eat. We become what we breathe, drink, what we do. All of those things have an effect collectively, and they compound. And so, wow, being a part of the Avini Club just gives us access to a lot of ideas and support that helps us have the discipline to just raise our game, and then just doing it every day. Okay, this is something I think is just some fun thoughts to think about, especially beginning a new year. What do you want to do? Going back to deciding that you have this freedom of choice, well, take advantage of it. These are some common things. If you visit with anybody, wow, time is the inexplicable raw material of everything. With time, everything is possible. Time. What if you could purchase for yourself more time? Wow, a big part of your time is work. That should be joyful, where being in a Vini, it can really mess up your mind in the respect that I don't know whether I'm playing or whether I'm working. And I think that's where you really have a wonderful life, is when you can't tell whether you're working or playing, because it's the same thing. Wow, financial freedom. I've been in situations where I'm just thinking, wow, how am I going to pay off these lousy bills? Surely there's higher and more noble things to use your mental energy than waking up in the morning and your first thought is, oh man, I've got too much month left at the end of the money, whatever. Health. Oh, one of the most wonderful things. If you feel good, never take that for advantage. And be active as you get older. This is something that it's not going to just be a default. Make conscious choices. If you have a heart attack, it probably didn't happen because of something you did just yesterday. There's that compound effect day after day. Also, inside all of us, at the end of the day, here's another thought that I first heard from Stephen Covey. Most people at the end of their life, they're not going to be thinking, gee, I wish I would have spent more time at the office. I think one of the most satisfying things is just the knowledge that you've made a difference in the world, that the world is better because you were here. Avini gives you that opportunity to make a big difference with our products, and then building a team and having a multiplying effect by getting lots of people on these products and getting them plugged into the ideas of personal development and being and doing something more. Wow, not by chance. We become healthy and wealthy by design. Going back to Jim Rohn, if you don't design your own plan, chances are you're going to fall into someone else's plan. And guess what they have planned for you? Not much. So here we are, engaged actively, and let's move along and do this. Okay, Vince Lombardi, I love what he talks about. The fundamentals. I get really good at the fundamentals. There's a story that at the beginning of every football camp every year, there's these players that come on, and the first thing is he holds up a football and he said, gentlemen, this is a football. And so this is the basics. And so I would like to go into some of the basic things that we do. And so here's your home page, and just show you a few ideas. I think one of the most important things is to become your own best customer. So I'm logged in. Now I go to my back office, and I'm going to go to shop and manage my auto ship. Now I've already got an auto ship. Now what you want to do is do all the things that if you were doing them, what would happen if all of your team were doing those same things? And so I think one of the most important things is be your best customer, but also if you look on my run date, it's the first of the month. I recommend everybody migrate to the first of the month. If you're not already on the first of the month, it's a most wonderful feeling to have this team. And success in Avini is simply getting a whole lot of people to do the right things consistently over an extended period of time. And of course, in a business, nothing happens until people are buying product. And so you want to lead the field by being on auto ship yourself. Now, why would you do that? You don't need to do that. It's not required. But if you do, you get equivalent of 20% off. Effectively, being an auto ship member, you build up a wallet that's equivalent of 20% of the reward points. And so that can build up to quite a bit. And then you can purchase product with those points. So effectively, you're getting a 20% discount. Isn't that a cool thing to have? And so the thing is real easy, create that. Also, you can edit it. And so I push the button edit, and you can move this, change the date. You can add more items, take off more items, all of that sort of thing. And that's pretty much what that is there. Some other things I think is very useful is let's get into tools. Now I'll go into tools. Okay, one of the best things you can do is know the rules of the game. And so this is a thing that I like to take through with everybody as I go to the compensation plan. And what I'll do is, and a lot of times I'll do a Zoom one-on-one with people. I open this up and they say, well, tell me how the compensation plan works. And so I'll blow this up a little bit so you can see everything. Now, I tell people the second page has all the definitions, what all of these initials mean, but you can quickly gather that. P usually is personal. So A is active and so forth. And so you look at these things here, active personal customer, active personal distributor, personal qualified legs, qualified volume. And so that's pretty much all of the keys right there. There's a few others over here. Team commission, rank advancement bonus, leadership matching bonus. Print this out and have this on your desk at all times. You can refer to that. People will ask questions. You'll be thinking, where am I? This is just so wonderful to have a plan that is so clear. I like to say it's elegantly simple and simply elegant. You know right where you are, what you need to do. And essentially, there's columns. Right at first, it looks really busy, but it's just a repetition of certain things and just doing more of them. As an example, silver, when you come in, this is the first rank that you'll meet. And then all the way down to the big levels, simply, it's more of the same stuff. So essentially, you'll go along like the qualifiers. To become a silver, the qualifier is have personal volume. Pretty much every company has a personal volume requirement, and always seems to be 100. So that active customer, that is not a volume requirement, just any order that month, that particular month, then they are an active personal customer. Active personal distributor. You may have a really good upline somewhere that will place distributors in your business for you as you understand the plan more and more. What you want to do is recruit as many people as you can. And as you recruit them, since it's a trinary compensation plan, you can only go 3 across. And so the additional ones that you position, you place strategically. And so you might be fortunate to get some of those, but you still need to do some yourself. And so right at first, trinary, that's just inherently more stable. And what we've found is over time, over the many years of these companies, essentially it's all about finding 3 really good people. That's essentially about 90% of everyone's income, regardless of the company or comp plan or product or whatever. it just falls into that. Well, our company, this is the shortest distance from here to there, is finding three really good people and teaching them to do the same. Just such a beautiful plan. But right at first, have at least two. And if you got a volume, total volume of 500, it needs to be reasonably spread. Well, it'll naturally fall into the 80-20 law that permeates the universe, the Pareto principle. So let's say that just is how it happens. You got 500, and they do the math for you. Of the 500, no more than 80% can be 400, and at least 20% of the 500 needs to be 100. If you have that, if you got one customer, one distributor, two legs, you'll get a team commission of 60. Now, what's really cool, if you look at this, it seems like it's multiples of 500. So the thing that would come to my mind is do your best to have personal volume and customer volume that adds up to at least 500. And then if you have distributors come in, teach them to do the same thing, and you'll probably jump up to more like this your very first month. And let's say you're a silver executive, which is simply somebody that has at least one customer. Well, probably you should get more. Why not shoot for as many as you can? Same thing with distributors. If you do all of that and you got 1,500, then it's spread into the 80-20 law, 1,200, 300, you'll get a team commission of 180. Plus, you get a one-time rank advancement bonus of 150. Now, gold and onward, it's trinary. And so this is now spread into a volume of at least 2,000, and you're a gold if you fit into these ratios right here. So the biggest leg can be no more than 1,400. The smallest leg needs to be at least one. You get another raise. Now you're getting 240 a month. More of the same, it becomes 480 your check. That becomes substantial, especially the first time you hit gold executive. You not only get that, but you get a 500 team commission. In addition to that, you also get some other stuff, and I'll show you that. Now, this is something you can go up into the browser and copy that link and send it to somebody. So you say, okay, I'm going to email you this, open that link, and then you can print that out. And so while I'm explaining this to someone, I'll go up and copy this right here, and then just send an email with that link. And so you can just go up here and go share email. That opens up, and here we are, Avini Trinary Comp. Type their name in, and off we go. So that's pretty cool. And let's see if we can go back to this. I'll just go back to this. Okay. So another handy thing in tools is marketing materials and printable materials. So, okay, remember printable materials. And so this is quite a few steps, but this is something that is very useful. So you can print this out, and this is the packs. So you can actually see. So when someone wants to join you, you see these packs after you are moving along. Well, somebody might say, well, okay, what does it cost to join? What does it take? And it's fun to be able to tell them that when you join Avini, there's no monthly quotas, there's no sign-up renewals or anything at all like that. But what you do, now of course, if you're building a team, then there is a requirement of personal volume. But what's really fun is if you sponsor somebody, you get paid a really neat thing. Like if somebody buys a $2.99 pack that you've sponsored, what happens is the very next week you get $100 on that. That's wonderful. You don't need to have done personal volume that month. Or if you retail, this company is looking for ways to pay you instead of ways not to. If you look, the activation packs for $2.99, you can get 7 bottles in plastic or 6 in glass. Some people prefer glass. I just love the handiness of the plastic, and it's safe plastic. It's low density polyethylene, very good stuff. But if you look at the different packs, essentially what it is just you get more of the same, more products to just put out on the street. We encourage people to look at this not as a pantry pack where you're just buying it and hoarding it yourself, but you've got more to share with other people. But it's a one-time opportunity to get a whole lot of stuff. This is a tax-deductible event since you're starting your own business and opening just a whole new era in your life to do good things. Now, one other thing I'd like to show you is so many times when you're meeting someone and they're interested, and you get a feel for it more and more. You can tell. Don't just give them your card or your link and say, well, okay, go ahead and sign up, or here's my link where you can order product. What I love to do is strike while the iron is hot. And so we might be on the phone, or I might even be over there at their house and say, hey, let me walk you through how to do that. But often we're on the phone talking, and I'll just say, well, are you ready to join? Or would you like to get some product? I'm in front of my computer right now and I can walk you through it. I've done it a lot and I can help you. And often they'll say, well, yeah, go ahead. If they say not now, don't push it. You don't want to be pushy, but ask. And wow, that happens, I would say at least half of the time. So what you want to do is don't just go to your website where you go like this and it's got all of your stuff. What you want to do is go to incognito. So if you saw me do that over on the right, if you're on Chrome, you've gone incognito. Now, the reason you do that is you aren't going to be encumbered by cookies that are already in your computer or adding cookies of the new person and getting your computer confused. So this is all clean. And then type in avinihealth.com and then add your own email. And well, it's got me, it remembered enrollment. So I'll just go here. Okay, then I go like this. And here I am at the beginning. And so if the person says products, I want to get some product, I just go here, pick out the products, put in the shopping cart and check out. And then I'll just say, hey, where do you want that shipped? What's your credit card? All of those things. Or if they say join now, I'll click that and it'll say, what's your email address? What's your birthday? What password would you like? All of those sort of things. And then I'll send them in advance. Now, here's the thing I think is really important is let's come out of this right here. Now, if I am in this aspect right here, and I'm going through all of this, and I've got to go, look here, I got to open this up and open this up right here. On my phone and on my computer, I have notes. This is part of the Microsoft suite. And so as an example, Avini links. This is for the white paper. I use that often, the original clinical trial. Comp plan sheet. So I don't have to look that up. I can just copy this link right here, put that in an email. That's real handy. The other thing is on PAX right here instantly. I've got this on my phone, so I don't have to go through looking up all of this stuff. It's right here. I can copy this and then paste that into an email or a text to them so they can be looking at that before they actually go to sign up, and we can walk through all of that. Now, they might be asking, what's it take to join? I'll say, well, let me send you, it all is just getting an activation pack, and that's it. Super good deal, and there we go. So all of these things right here, I've got an Avini Health folder, and so I put all of the stuff in here as an example. What do you say to people? Well, I've got the script I can send them. Hey, did I catch you at a good time? So make sure you're not preoccupied. Begin the call with, I need your help. Would you do me a personal favor? All of this is here, the link I send them. And you just do it and do it and do it, teach other people to do it. And that's what this is all about. So, wow. So let's go back and take a look at some other things here that we have. Okay, play with current slide. Gentlemen, this is a football. You need a coach. And one of the things I love about Vince Lombardi, lots of good things he said, but one of the things that really hit me was it's better to create than maintain. And if you really think about it, you can't maintain. You're either growing or dying. And I'm so thankful for Avini because I'm growing. I'm excited. Right at this moment, I'm in my A game. This is the favorite thing I've done in the whole my life career. So everything's up to date. Love this. Here's Charles Givens. I love a lot of his stuff. Strategies are like recipes. Choose the right ingredients, mix them in correct proportions. You'll always produce the same predictable results. Well, Avini is a recipe. And think about this. This is the first statement right here. Achieve success in any area of life by identifying the optimum strategies and then just do them again and again until they become habits. Success or failure is a habit. And so, wow, let's get in the Avini success habit. Here's something going back to Jim Rohn. Profits are better than wages. Ownership. You want to own it. Don't just go to work and get paid with someone else. Why work hard for someone that you'll never own and you could get fired immediately? Wow, you want to be in control of your own destiny. Wow, always work where you can get a piece of the action. Have some ownership. I love this. Now, right at first, that linear income, go to work, get paid, very predictable. You get into Avini, let's go to work, and then go to work, and then get paid. Go to work, go to work, go to work, get paid. But eventually you go to work and then get paid, get paid, get paid, get paid. So it's just really cool, this powerful idea right here. I love this thought right here. When you change, everything will change for you. Wow. And what it is just doing little things day by day. I tell people if you were to come to my house and follow me around, you would probably be unimpressed because I'm not doing anything really dramatic. I just pick up the phone and visit with people. But then I do it again and again. And I think in my mind, everything you want or need is on the other end of a telephone. But wow, ordinary and extraordinary. It's not that big a difference. Wow, separated by the smallest of margins. Just change your mindset and then just do it and do it every day. Do Avini every day. And that which we persist in doing becomes easier and the magic of the numbers. Then it just becomes inevitable. And practice, it becomes a habit. And so you're not scared. You do it. Habituation of good things. Success is a habit. It's a good habit. It might be hard to make, but it's a good habit. Now, why would you do this? There's a lot of choices out there, just practical, laying out this little pie graph. This is what I like. We've got the most amazing products. They're unique, they're impactful, and what a dream business. Now, to have a business, you need some type of product. What a concept. Well, the best thing would be something unique that makes a difference. And ideally, once you go out and get all those customers and they love the product, you don't want it to be a one-time thing where they bought it and they can just use that forever. Wow, what if it was actually in order to use it, you had to eat it and then you got it again and then add a really incentive auto ship program, teach them to use that. So everything, right place, right time with these products, already tested in the marketplace. So wow, we've got the best business plan I've ever seen. When you join, you're in business for yourself, but not by yourself. The company, this is my all-time favorite company I've ever worked with and partnered with. They're innovative. They got my favorite product, stable, very critical, is trustworthy. Also important, they're confident. They know what they're doing. This is not our first rodeo as far as all the people involved in the company and most of the people out in the business field. We've done this before and we're super excited and dedicated. We're in the right market. Health is the biggie. What they've always talked about is the baby boomers, and even now, that what they call the a pig in the python moving along. There's a lot of baby boomers, and I love those, and I love talking to anybody. But baby boomers, as a group, we're in denial. We're getting older, but we're in denial. We don't want to age gracefully. We want to fight it all the way. And that's the huge thing. They predict the next several years. In fact, health peaks at 80 years old where you spend the most, not just on medical, but also on health products. And people spend a whole lot. Just walk into Costco as an example. Right at the front is where that's the valuable real estate. And you look around, and as soon as you come in the door, there's pallets of nutritional products, but there isn't anything I've seen that looks like Cell Defender. They've got some fiber, but it's not like ours. And we can easily explain why our products are so unique and powerful. So here we are. Everything is right. I love the idea that big green bar, the biggest one is you, because if you look at all of this part here, if you were to look at this recipe or equation of success, the only unknown component in it, we got the support system, the business plan, products, company, everything's growing. The only unknown factor is what are you going to do about it? And proportionally, it's really big. I recommend that you think big. and be big in this. And so we're going to talk about just a few ideas, but spaced repetition. So let's go back with this again. What's everybody looking for? Time and money freedom. Wow. Everybody wants to be healthy. Everybody would like the feeling that they're making a difference. And so if you look at this on the bottom line, we have products that create health. We share them to gain wealth. And if we do that, we can achieve freedom. Wow. And this is something, it's irresistible. We want to belong. We want to belong to lots of clubs. And this is not just a job, not just a career. This is a calling. Here's something where you can join a club, and that's what we're doing. We're putting a team together, and Avini Health is all about having a club that people want to belong to. I love being part of this movement. I just love my people. Birds of a feather do flock together, and we're attracting just some high quality, good people that want to make a difference and come and be part of it. And our club is going to get bigger. It's growing, and we've got some positions open. This is also important. Hanging around the right people, it pulls you in the right direction. Show me your friends and I'll show you your future. Jim Rohn famously talks about this idea that you are the average of the 5 people you associate most with. And so joining our club, hanging around, getting on the phone calls, coming to the meetings, coming to the conventions, all of this rubs off. Zig Ziglar says, how do you get the flu? Simply hang around people that have the flu and you'll get the flu. How do you become successful? Get into this. This is taken from that book that I showed you, our 3-ring binder. And this is so much of what it is. Make a list, check it twice, find out who's ambitious and nice and hungry. But just make the list, share your story, and off it goes. 3-way phone calls. Let's do 3-ways. If you're not doing those, it's probably not working. I don't know of anybody that's very big in the business that's not doing 3-ways every day. This is the power of it. ABC. The B is the new person. C is the prospect. A is the presenter or the expert. And so I recommend start with people that you know, like, and trust. Call them up, give them the opportunity to look at Rick Deitch's short video or something like that, get them interested, follow up. And when they start asking questions, you can simply say, well, oh, wow, that's a great question. In fact, I want to know more about that myself. Let me get a hold of somebody that knows a lot about this, and let me introduce you, and he'll answer that question for you. Just take advantage, even if you know the answer. Look for reasons to do a 3-way. Powerful stuff right here. Again, this is a trinary. Everybody knows lots of people. All you have to do is find 3 really good people that you'd love to be friends with anyway, that are ambitious, hungry, that love health, that want to make a difference, and then teach them to do the same thing. This is what it's all about. Now, as it moves along, you can only have 3 people, but on the second level, you could have 9 people. On the next level, 27. Well, it quickly multiplies out, which is very exciting if you've got people actively teaching them to do the same thing. And then you really do have this wonderful feeling of creating a business that has a life of its own, an energy that's beyond your own input. Michael Gerber talks about this idea that even if you own a business, if the business requires your presence, you don't own a business so much as the business owns you. You've created your own job rather than your own business. And this is such a beautiful idea here. Right out of the game, you can start multiplying yourself by sharing this, and people will want to join you. Teach them to do the same thing. Now, if you keep recruiting people as it moves exponentially, and hopefully other people are doing it, what I strive to do is give everybody half of a business. Essentially, you can go all the way up to diamond and count half of that volume in one leg, and then let the other person be, add their own people, have them the joy and satisfaction. You can't carry everybody. And one of the hardest things I've learned is you can't want something for somebody more than they want it for themselves. And so essentially, don't be a flamingo. My son drew this, and essentially, if you only have one leg, get some more people. And I love FOMO, FOMO, fear of missing out. And so I love just moving with somebody until they find somebody where they start bringing in people. And the whole idea is if you can look at this idea right here, where you have key people and they can be anywhere. I love this plan, just love, love, love it because there's no special position that has more value to you than another position other than keeping a balance between the three legs. And so as you continually recruit people, or you find somebody that you connect with that's hungry, strive to have 5, 6, 7 people in each of those three legs that you're personally working with every day. That's something you can't have too many friends, but you can not only have a close friend, but somebody that is equally committed to doing this business and strive to find those people that you're working with real close somewhere in that line. And so my key person, and just like a really good teacher at school, let's say you just have a wonderful teacher who you really care about, and they care about you. And that's probably why they're such a good person. They really love their subject and they want you to be excited about it too. And so maybe in that situation, they want you to get an A. And so when they say something important, they'll say, now this is important. This is going to be on the test. Write this down. And so I have a test that I openly want everybody to be one of my key people, but they need to take a test. And so my key person test is call me every day, build a list of names, and then when we call, we actively make calls to those people. And so we're actively productive. And the key person test. And so I bring somebody into the business or tell them about this test, but they never call me. I call them, but they never call me. They haven't created a name list. I guess they're not one of my key people. And so it's just that simple. So be a key person and then find key people, work with them, get them plugged in. I love this idea right here. One of the best ways to change your life is your reading. Look at those people reading. And I love this thought. This is one of the most powerful thoughts that occurred to me, that was told me when I was in my 20s, that 5 years from now, you'll be the same person that you are, except for the books you read and the people you meet. Oh, and so I would like to just have a list of some things I suggest. These are really some of my favorite books. Wow. If you look at that, 3 of the 4 is all about your mind and your heart, dealing with people, success and happiness, however we might define that. So much of it is other people, who we love and who loves us. That's what real success is. Building an empire, that's got a lot of that in it, but it's got the mechanics and strategy and game plan. Perhaps the best one that there is. And he just made a new edition. So, wow. One of the best things I've seen, the power of positive thinking. I just love Norman Vincent Peale. If you look around, you can actually get him on audio. I love his voice and just to do it. Now, this would be my list. This is the fundamentals. Do this. Jim Rohn talks about just a half a dozen things make all the difference out there. Well, I got close to a half a dozen. So this is some of the things I think about. Activity, Hustle, and the Power of Action. Do More and Be More. That's actually the title of a book by M.J. Durkin. Okay. Be your own best customer. You've got to use the products. If you're not excited about these products, this really is not going to be the business for you. It just doesn't make sense. I could hypothetically say, imagine you're talking to a friend and real soon in the conversation, they'll say, well, what have you noticed using these products? Well, imagine yourself saying, I don't use these products. I just want to sell them to you. That just doesn't make any sense at all. It's silly. On the other hand, probably all of us at some time in our life have said, if I could believe in something, I could sell it. And of course, we cease to sell it at that point. We're sharing it. Okay, number 2, do at least 500. The company and the plan, it's all in increments of doing 500. Be personally responsible for doing 500. So get customers. One of the greatest strengths, this is something that's really impressed me soon into the game, was this was an answer to my prayers. And I thought, well, probably there's other people that are looking and praying. And that became my strategy, was to, in my prayers, ask for people that this could be the answer to theirs. And I actually asked from the stage to groups of people, talking about this, and I've just said, how many people feel that we're here and we're doing this because it was a direct answer to your prayers? And I would say over 80% of the people raise their hands. This is powerful stuff. So tap in on this idea right here. Mental nourishment. We become what we think about. So directly, purposefully choose what goes into your head. Read, watch, listen every day. Do the good stuff. Every successful person has a mentor. Find a mentor. You can have more. And technically, when we're reading something, when we're listening to Jim Rohn or somebody, he becomes our mentor. So this is really, really good stuff. So be coachable, be accountable, have an active mentor in the business. I love having quality people that are doing this. Really, really good people. Some of the top people you could find anywhere. And what's really fun is yeah, you can go out there and get a personal coach and pay a lot of money, but you can find somebody right here inside of Avini where you can call them and there's no charge and it's ongoing, the training. So very, very powerful. So be coachable. Okay, make a list. Have an active list of prospects. Add new names every day. Now, in your prospect list, build this active list, but also what I like to do is in my contact list, which hooks onto my computer, my desktop, and my phone, is when I add a list. There's a place where you can put notations. And so I'll write in prospect. If I'm working for another person, I'll add their name on that. So if I look, then that opens up all the people that are in that person's group. So that's a handy thing. You can do things in just the notes. I'll also write it out. You might get an artist sketch pad or a board, and I write your genealogy, who you're working with. STP, I love that. Show the plan, share the product, stop the procrastination, see the picture, but also share this process. Connect with other people every day and follow up, follow up, follow up. The average active, when the person makes a decision, is probably touching them 4, 5, 6 times. The average person that reaches out to person, they don't follow up. And if it takes 4, 5, 6 times to get the desired activity, most people they fail because they don't follow up. So wow. So follow up, follow up, follow up. Now, this is taken from the book, The Power of Positive Thinking from Norman Vincent Peale. And I love this idea that work as though it all depends on you and pray like it all depends on God. But in that book, he says one of the most powerful concepts, one which is a sure cure for lack of confidence, is the thought that God is actually with you and helping you. This is the simplest and most wonderful teachings, that Almighty God will be your companion, will stand by you, help you, and see you through. And so, wow, have him as your business partner. John Maxwell, what if you really believe that? And I love this thought right here. You can live your life as though everything was a miracle, or you can live your life like nothing was a miracle. What was going to work for you? I think that's why a lot of people are messed up, is they just believe we're here by accident and there's no ultimate purpose to life. There is. We're here. There's a plan. And this is what motivates him. This is what keeps him going. Think about this. In fact, let me read this on the bottom here first. Really great men have a curious feeling that the greatness is not in them, but through them. Wow. And that fits so much into what John Maxwell says. God has a plan for my life, and I can know God's plan for my life. God wants me to be successful, and I must continually be obedient and change to be successful. And when I grow and change, I can add value to myself and others and God. Wow, maybe I'll just borrow that one. I love this idea. Some of the greatest crises out there also provide the greatest opportunities. One of the big ones is healthcare is in a mess. Well, Avini, we're just taking a little step, one small step for man and a giant leap for healthcare in the future. We can show people a better way. The future starts now. The choice is yours. Self-care in all areas of your life. Don't care. Be responsible. Make your choices actively, not by default. And you guys, you can do this. You really can. Wow. It took a little bit of time, but I hope this was useful for you. And I believe in you. Just the fact that you're here, yeah, you can do this. The timing's right, the market's immeasurable, the opportunity's yours. So just decide, get plugged in, and let's go to work. Sure love you, and I believe in you. Take care.